You are now listening to Mr. Z Blackneffect.
What's going on, y'all? What's going on? Like, share, subscribe, hit the super chat on the way in. Okay, let's address this first. First, Mr. Z's late, clearly. Y'all already know regular streams. That's why I have the background I have. Okay, continuing. Woo, Anton and Corey Holcomb. Jesus. Shout out to all of you. I saw what you sent me, Leon. I saw it. So yeah, I don't know how we thought this was going to go. For those of you who already saw it, for those of you who didn't, well, Mr. Z's about to spoil it for you. Yeah, we will be having spoilers on this movie. You know, shout out to Anton. Was anyone paying attention to when that conversation went left? Is anyone paying attention, right? When Corey called out Anton for not calling out white folks, specifically white men, Anton's response was there and about, I do. I say white liberal women, and essentially you're saying white liberal women are destroying America, right? Paraphrasing. Now, are white women a problem? Definitely. Are white liberal women a problem? Definitely. And let's be very clear. The problem isn't white people. It's whiteness as it's been politically, socially, and oftentimes economically constructed. It's not white people. White people don't come out the womb inherently wrong. It's what whiteness has become on planet Earth over the past, give or take, half century. If y'all want to, y'all can stretch that out for 2 millennials, but okay, that's you. It's what white people have decided whiteness will mean. Train tracks, train tracks, train tracks. That is the issue. It's not white people. It's what whiteness means on planet Earth. It's an assumption, an entitlement to power, right? It's the political and social position, particularly in America. When Corey says to Anton, but you ain't calling out white men though. Anton really doesn't have a response. He did the, well, yes I do, but when? It's cowardly, actually. What Anton accused Corey Holcomb of doing is sucking black people's peen. You imagine being black and saying the problem with you, other black person, is that you're coddling black people. You're kissing black people's ass. Now, let's be very clear. Corey accused Anton of kissing white people's ass because Anton kisses white conservative men's ass. He knows where his bread is buttered. He knows where his money comes from, right? Y'all can miss me with the respectability politics. That's not what Anton's doing. And that would be a problem within itself. But Anton has decided he's going to double and triple down on this direction. Okay, fine. We've seen this movie before, right? We've seen this movie before. Anton's reply to Corey is, you're sucking black people's peen. You're sucking black people's D. Anton says, you're having the easy conversation. Wait, Anton. Black people constitute somewhere between 12-ish to 14-ish% of the US population. Black people were brought to America to be the permanent underclass. Black people were brought to America as property. Black people had to fight to not simply be considered citizens, but to be considered human beings. Human beings, Anton. Right? And for you to look at those people and say to them the easy conversation is the speaking about white folks and their indiscretions and their issues and their problems and what it means to be white and what it means to be a white conservative male. Anton, it didn't save Vivek Ramaswamy. It didn't save Nikki Haley. It's not gonna save you, bro. Will you have your few dollars that you got? Will you keep that? Probably. Appreciate at the end of Trump's term, you will be discarded. If you even make it that far. Anton's response to Cory was that Cory is having the easy conversation. You imagine? Meanwhile, we watched you duck and dodge, saying anything critical of white male power in America. This is cowardly. And you come from a long line of black folks who, when we start speaking about the plight of black people, you hyper focus on black people and hide behind respectability and hide behind, well, if we just worry about ourselves, you hide behind pull yourself up by your bootstraps. You hide behind pull your pants up. Our issues that we don't pull our pants up. White liberal women, are white liberal women an issue? Definitely. The scourge of their ideology, that feminist crap that has left black women practically destitute. Yeah, it's an issue. Is it the issue? It's part of the issue, but it's not the issue. It's an issue. Now, let's be very clear. We could take this outside conversation. Look, I don't even want to entertain that. Forget grown. Y'all are both. Anton is what, early 40s? Y'all are old men. Cory's in his what, mid 50s, early mid 50s? We could cut it with we could take this outside conversation. Stop, Anton. Right? Wait a minute. Didn't Anton say something like he had his security with him? Foolishness. Huh? Absolute foolishness. I'm not getting any man's face. I'm not selling wolf tickets unless we go fight for real. It's immature, especially at their big ages. But Anton showed himself here. Appreciate how egregious, because I'm reading through the comments and I don't think the people that are supporting Anton, I don't think they really fully appreciate how egregious what Anton did. Anton essentially saying, I'm willing to delete you to prove my point that we're the problem. You imagine, black people, your first obstacle is going to be other black people. Black people like Anton, who are willing to fight you and delete you to prove that you and other black people are the problem. Oh, that's frightening. Oh, that's a frightening thought. Huh? That's frightening. Watching Anton go back and forth with Cory and tell Cory Holcomb on Cory Holcomb's show that Cory is having the easy conversation by critiquing white pathology, white male pathology in specific. That's the easy conversation. When black people constitute the underclass of America, 12%, because Anton got a few dollars. Once again, the outlines are doing too much talking. The outlines are doing too much talking. Anton, what the hell are you talking about? Huh? And it didn't even make any sense what you're saying. The problem with Cory is that he's supportive of black people too much. White liberal women are destroying the country, not white male hegemonic rule on the planet. Nope. Not what they're willing to do to maintain that white hegemonic rule on the planet. Not not knocking somebody head in because they're doing business with a foreign nation. Nope. Not the sabotage. Nope. White liberal women are the issue. They're not an issue, no, they're the issue. So if y'all haven't seen it yet, I'm gonna put the links in the description box. Shout out to the replay gang. I'm gonna put the link in the description box, and I'll put the links for all the materials I'm gonna play in a minute. I didn't watch the whole thing. I skimmed through. I focused on the argument. So pretty much when they started arguing all the way to when Anton left, um, I might be doing a specific stream about it, maybe later on today or tonight. I'm a bit disappointed. I actually expected better from Anton. I know. Z, really? Z, you all right? I know. And I don't know if I would have responded the way Corey did. Although I will say, if you had any doubt, when Anton pretty much said, I disrespected you on your own show, that lets you know what he was up there for. You really don't need to hear anything else. You really don't need to hear anything else or see anything else. Anton said, I disrespect, essentially, and I'm paraphrasing, I disrespected you on your own show. Woo! Out of even the you sucking black people's peen comment, that really didn't get to Z. That respected you. Yeah. I'm sorry about that, y'all. Y'all already know reckless streams, and of course, I'm gonna have to pause for a second in a minute. Will, of course. That well, anyway. All right, we calm down, see. Anyway, continuing. Um, yeah, y'all. So that I got on your show and I disrespected you. Woo! All right, Anton, and I'm just reading through you guys' comments. Thank you for the super sticker. Oliver the Great, thank you for the super sticker. Man, I suggest y'all check it out because that exactly. Pandaman says, LOL, Z using Johnny Cochran taking off the glove as a thumbnail. I rest my case. And it's because we're gonna cover the female effery in a minute. We're gonna cover it in a minute. But I wanted to emphasize this about Anton. I want to spend a few minutes speak about Anton and Corey Holcomb. I think Anton going up there in what appears to be purposely to incite Corey to pretty much defecate on him on the show. Look, I don't know what type of comedy y'all like. I don't know what type of commentary y'all appreciate. Shout out to Anton for crossing over 1 million. He's well over 1 million at this point. Subscribers, right? He's well over 1 million subscribers. Shout out to him. This is very immature, not a good look. Shout out to Detroit. This is one of your sons. I guess this is what y'all do. I said it from when we knew Anton was in DC for Trump's inauguration in 2024. Mention of it multiple times. I already know where this is going. I already called Anton Paris Denard 2.0 or more street Paris Denard, and he's really not street, but a more street Paris Denard, someone that some brothers at least find a bit more relatable than Paris Denard. For all of you that remember Paris Denard during Donald Trump's first term. Yeah. And shout out to Anton. He's doing numbers on YouTube. He has multiple different shows and platforms. Shout out to him. With that, nope, can't do. The disrespect and the fact that you admitted, like, pretty much, I disrespected you on your own show. Hey, All right, bro. Look, some of us have the discipline, some of us don't. Some of us have the discipline and some of us don't. To hear you say that and anyway, um, you know, and that's some colonizer mentality right there, we'll say. That's some colonizer mentality. I'm going to go onto your platform, disrespect you, tell you I disrespected you. Hey, all right, all right. Yeah, this is up behavior, right? It's one thing to think that Corey and others like him are coddling. I just want Anton to appreciate, and I'm gonna keep on emphasizing this. You're on the wrong side of history, bro. You're on the wrong side of history. I think that needs to be emphasized. And as time proceeds, you will see that you're on the wrong side of history. Right? Now, what you choose to do about it is a different conversation. Does Anton already know that he's on the wrong side of history? Probably, but that money is good though. I know that money's good. I know Anton ain't moving. Anton making that the big bucks, right? So we'll pause for a second. Y'all gives you a second. And we'll commence in a minute. I gotta pause right here for a second. Y'all already know reckless, and y'all gives you a second. Apologies for the gangster hole, everybody. We back, we're back. Damn, Z, so you started late and you put us on a gangster hole within 20 minutes. What the hell? I know. Look, reckless. Yeah, I know what the reckless rules are. Reckless rules are in effect, right? So, ending out with the Anton thing, I don't want to kind of belabor the point too much, especially if I might be covering this later on today. That's a possibility. I am actually a bit surprised to see Anton barking at someone and pretty much speaking to Corey the way he did, and just being kind of an arrogant ass and saying straight up, "Look, I came on your show and I disrespected you." Wow, right? And Adric says, and thank you for the super chat. It's in the DNA. Adric, you talking about Corey? You talking about Anton? What do you mean by that? Right? I'm a little lost on that one. And that's why, yeah, and exactly. And Saint Cyr says, Anton early 40s, Corey 57. He's 2 years older than my parents. Oh man. Right. Yeah, it it was embarrassing to watch. And like seeing them get so close to each other, and like, yo, y'all too old, ain't nobody trying to break a hip. Right. Yeah, man, it's too much. It's too much. It's too much. I would suggest Anton to turn that down a little bit, but I mean, it worked for him, right? And people in the comments saying they're way off of what this is really about. The Anton supporters are speaking about or talking about how he pretty much told Corey we could take this outside, and folks are saying, "Oh, well, Corey got mute." That's not the point. And did Corey get mute? That's not the point. Anton went up there being mad disrespectful and saying to another black man that this black man is sucking black people's pee. You imagine saying to another black person that your issue with them is that they're too supportive of black people? Now y'all can miss me with the no. He's talking about he's too supportive of the effery. No, stop. Anton, you're making your money how you make it. For all the brothers and sisters that feel like you about the black community, you're making your money how you make it, which is essentially selling white racist conservative talking points back to black people. That's what you're doing. That's how you're making your money. That is not how Corey is making his money. Right? You're making your money off of covering hood black people doing dumb stuff, and you're making your money off of black women effery, and you're making pretty damn good money off of it. Huh? Your issues with black folks, but I saw that video of you from years ago when you were asking for a hug and all them white folks was passing you by and ignoring your ass. What happened? Huh? The issue is that Corey Holcomb is over here sucking black people's pee. And you imagine saying that to a black person about black people? So everybody just gonna let that slide? Anyway, let's stop. Let me read y'all super chats because I know it got something to do with this, and then we're gonna keep on going. And Kunguru says Anton is that dude that secretly wishes he was a Pooky. I think there is something to be said about what we perceive the Pooky swag to be, depending on your city, or obviously your locale, your location. I think there's a bit of, you know what it is? It's living vicariously through the I don't give a F mentality, right? And that's enticing to a lot of folks. That's not just a black man thing or black people thing. And I think that's sometimes why in certain movies we root for the bad guy, right? I think that's why you see square ass people that live their square ass lives kind of get off on watching the guy that's running from the cops get away, right? That's driving from the cops get away, right? Because there's a bit of you that finds that freeing and liberating. You're just not willing to sacrifice your freedom. You're not willing to sacrifice or risk jail time, prison time, hit upside the head with the nightstick, pause, being tasered, being shot, right? Spending jail and prison time, coming out, no job, relegated to whatever slop of a woman that you're gonna be relegated to. That's not saying much because a lot of them are that anyway. But yeah, for men and for women, but definitely for men, we don't want to risk it. But I think that's a thing. Number one, number two, with Anton and this Pooky thing. No, you could see that with the 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 attire. You could see that with the look and the word choice. If I remember correctly, Anton wasn't really using profanity a little while ago. Is it me, or am I reading too much into that? Anton wasn't using profanity really a couple years ago. Is that me? It could be me reading into something. I might be mistaking him for somebody else, but I don't remember Anton using profanity like that a couple years ago. So I think you might have be onto something, Kangaroo, where it's you get to live out your fantasies, and now that you have the money, you get to kind of cosplay the Pookie or the hood dude, right? And not go too much into it, but you are the big boss. And let's be very clear, for Anton Circle, he is the big boss. He's making big money, big YouTube money. He's been on Fox News. He's been to DC. Um, you know, he's doing these tours sometimes. Now, Anton, he's a big cheese, and that's great for him, right? So I've said this. I'm gonna keep on saying the outliers are doing too much talking. Anton doesn't appreciate that your average black person doesn't have contempt for black people. Your average black person is not going to get paid and isn't getting paid defecating on black people. Yeah, white supremacy, you throw out some dollars for the folks that do that, you Anton. But they're not gonna spend all that money if we all decided to start stepping and fetching. It don't work that way. But Anton making his money. Right? KW Dawn says, saying Corey was performing fellatio on black people was a bad analogy. Anton spent too much time um, cupcaking with Fleece Booty Bandit Johnson, punching down on white liberal women in cowardice. Yeah, like, look, we know. I'm pretty sure that what's her name, Amy Cooper or whatever her name was, the bird, the white lady who called the cops on the brother um at that park in New York years ago. I wouldn't be surprised. I put money she's a liberal, right? So we know white liberal women and white liberal women tears and like, let's not be naive here, right? With that, for Anton to say what he said is just not only is a bad look, and I agree with you. Um, it it is a bad analogy, and I don't think you were the only one. I think I watched what's the brother name Fawcett. I want to say he said that also, or something along those lines. And he said pretty much exactly what you said, which is, wait, what? Anton, this is a very dangerous game you're playing. I get it. Let me use the Oscar Wilde quote again. I'm going to butcher it, but I'm going to use it again. It is difficult to get a man to believe something, especially when his paycheck is dependent on him not believing it. Anton, it is difficult to get a man to believe something, especially when his paycheck is dependent on him not believing it. Look at how you've been speaking, Anton. Look at how you've been moving over the past year, especially, well, since Trump got elected. Bro, I get it. That's your man. He's in the White House. I get it. Anton, Corey asked you a very specific question, Anton. One that, as many of your podcasts, your group conversations, as I've watched, you in your monologues as I've watched, you don't fumble like this, bro. Corey asked you a very specific question, and I watched you not be able to answer it, or better yet, maybe refuse to answer it. And that's because you picked a side. It's not about facts. Corey said, I don't see you critiquing white men. That's because you don't, Anton. Now, if it's a white liberal dude, I could see you doing that. But your standard around the way, non affiliated white man or conservative white man, oh no, you ain't gonna do it. It gotta be super dumb egregious. And that's cowardice, bro. If you live in America, you know who run this. If you don't live in America, you know who run this. Anton, we all see you. It's not respectability, bro. It's not Corey Holcomb coddling other black people. You have decided that this is where you're going to make your money. You have decided that this is who you're going to be, and there's nothing wrong with that. But when you get called out for that, don't pretend like you don't know what it is. You won't speak greasy about the Stephen Millers of the world. Huh? You're not the only one, by the way. I see a couple of brothers pulling the same thing you pulled, trying to make excuses for Venezuela. Well, I mean, what happened in Venezuela concerning Trump. I'm watching them. Y'all played a very dangerous game. KW Don, thank you for the super chat. Thank you for the super chat. The Black Toxic Masculinist says, and thank you for the super chat. Anton has a little Aries Spears in him. I read the comments too. People like Zoe should have been there. Where's Zoe when you need him? Oh man, look, black people, the step and fetchets are amongst us, and they will always be. Much of that is caused through the power dynamic. We all know what it is in America. And so these folks feel like they're taking the path of least resistance, which is fascinating listening to Anton tell Corey that he's doing the easy thing. Anton, you think as a black man in America, speaking on weirdo white folks, racist white folks, anti-blackness, that's the easy part of the conversation? Shout out to Anton, going on Corey. Look, you could see it started going left. I'll leave that up to y'all. Like I said, I might review it later on today, later on tonight. We'll get to it, right? We'll get to it. And thank you for the super chat. Thank you for the super chat. Oh, okay. I get what you're saying, Edric. And thank you for the super chat. And he says, Z, you asked if white people the problem. It's in the DNA. I don't think so. I mean, yes, I know about the Iceman inheritance and whatnot, and I think human beings can be socialized to move out of these kind of base biological things. Not always, not everything, clearly. I really think we haven't really, as a society, white folks I'm talking about mainly, tried to curtail this way of viewing the world and viewing other people. And so you have the Karens and you have the young white dudes who just want to mass delete stuff, and you have the Richard Spencers, we're the conquerors, right? Type dudes. Um, and time's just about up for them. How they choose to respond to the environment going forward, that's going to be fascinating to watch. But time is pretty much up. They will be forced to adapt or attempt to destroy the world. And I can't say that they won't choose the latter. Anyway, right? Can't say that. But I don't know if it's in the DNA. I don't think so. I think it's the way white folks have decided to raise their children and to think of their position on planet Earth and then attempt to reinforce that or enforce that on others. Reinforce their position and then force that position on others. Okay? The political and social position of white people, which is whiteness. Right? So, yeah. Big Mo says, Anton worships the white bean till money shoots out. Hysterical. Oh, look, Anton, to me, made a decision. That's why I'm careful. I did not sign up for the culture war so tough that what matters to me more is scoring some psychological points on black women, but it cost black people, black men on the back end. Right? I think that's short-sighted and myopic. And you're watching some men, not just black men here, cut their nose to spite their face. And, you know, we'll see. Anton's making good money, right? He's riding this train all the way home. Pause. I would be careful as a black man playing with this edgelord talk, right? We've watched black women do it. We've definitely watched the white men and white women and non-black folks do it. But black men got to be careful with that weirdo edgelord stuff where you go into somebody's house, defecate on their carpet, and say, "Yeah, I did that," and what you gonna do about it? All right, playing a very dangerous game. That's a very dangerous game, huh? So, thank you for that super chat. Thank you for that super chat. All right, y'all. So I'm just reading through some of you guys' comments. I guess I'll play. Which one are we going to play first? Right? Which one are we going to play first? Because I want to address that. So let's actually explain this. It's called "I Rest My Case." I'm calling this "I Rest My Case" because we're going to play a couple of clips of folks either admitting stuff, saying things that we've said here, proving our point, and obviously I'm going to elaborate on this. So once again, the title is "I Rest My Case," and yes, that is Johnny Cochran as the thumbnail because, well, I rest my case. If the glove don't fit, right? If the glove don't fit. So which one is Mr. Z going to play first? Well, you know what? Let's let this young lady speak first.
Some of y'all don't hate men. You hate the men who didn't choose you, and feminism became the excuse. But anyway, what do I know?
That is a black woman. That is and we know it. Mr. Z been saying. I'm not saying I'm the first. I'm saying I walked in the door saying this. And I didn't limit it to being an adult. I'm saying to everyone, y'all dealing with grown ass children. I'm saying to everyone, your 28-year-olds and your 35-year-olds and your 43-year-olds are still resentful. Your 55-year-old women are still resentful, particularly for black women, because I'm a black man, but even the non-blacks, they're still resentful about who didn't find them attractive in middle and high school. And if you think that's not what's fueling them, you got another thing coming. If you think the women are more mature than that, I don't know what drugs you're on. Their degrees are supposed to, their college education and their status is supposed to graduate them to top tier men. And they're angry and they're resentful that they're graduating from college, they're graduating from law school, and her 5'4", 175 pounds with a meth face is still 5'4", 175 pounds with a meh face. We don't speak about the resentment that builds from that. Not for women anyway. Now, if it's a man, we'll call him out all day, every day. Bro, you're not in the gym. You got a crap attitude. Of course, them women gonna regulate you to foodie calls. We'll say that to men every day. As a matter of fact, um, Mr. Z almost forgot. Professor Galloway almost forgot his name. Professor Galloway, that's what he said to the young man on Oprah, didn't he? Would you want to have triple X fun with you? Do you go to the gym? Do you take a shower every day? All that. That's what we say to the men. Now to the women, on the other hand, crickets. We've said it. How many women sign up for feminism because in reality you just a little resentful, bitter troll who's mad that a certain caliber of man ain't checking for you, and nor will they ever. Huh? What informs you is not the supposed liberation of women. What informs you is resentment at men for not being the object of desire. And that is a thing. Women are human beings. Women want to be desired. And they want for the men that they find attractive to truly desire them. And it just don't work that way all the time. It don't work that way most of the time. What we're doing in this society is saying the men are causing a loneliness epidemic amongst themselves, and then they could potentially become violent because of it. The women, on the other hand, are perfectly okay with being single because they've seek therapy and they've learned to love themselves, and they pour into their friends and family and their work and their network, and they go help charities and right. No, the women don't become little bitter resentful trolls spewing their nonsense on the internet. They don't become bitter resentful trolls snapping on their coworkers or talking to men all type of crazy in their personal life, or random men that they come across. No, that's not a thing. Absolutely not. Huh? We gonna play it again.
Some of y'all don't hate men. You hate the men who didn't choose you, and feminism became the excuse. But anyway, what do I know?
Play it one more, Genzi.
Some of y'all don't hate men. You hate the men who didn't choose you, and feminism.
You don't hate men, you hate the men who didn't choose you. And feminism became your excuse. You don't hate men. Now, that's debatable. I think they do hate men. But they definitely hate the men that didn't choose them. Because men are human beings. And just because a woman finds you attractive doesn't mean you have to find her back attractive. How do women deal with rejection? How do women and girls deal with not being desirable by the type of boys and men, males that they find desirable? It's a thing. How do women deal with being the friend that may not be the most attractive in the circle? The circle of girlfriends, the homegirl that's always the one holding the coats. How does she deal with that? We don't ever have that conversation in this society. What's told to us is, nah, women love themselves and she's okay. She don't need no man anyway. She's perfectly okay. She doesn't punch the air. She doesn't cry in her car, right? She's not gonna go in the car and cry, huh? She not dropping tears, sleeping on her bed at night. No, no, no. The men are the resentful sexist trolls, not the women, huh? How do the women black? And you know what? Let me play this clip because this is a lot. Where is it, Z?
But my thing is, like, I don't understand the obsession with trying to make black women settle so much. Y'all don't do this with any other community. Like, seriously. Y'all don't do this with any other community. Do y'all tell white women that they should settle? Because last time I checked, anytime a white girl marries a black man, it's always when he's at his best and when he's rich as hell. You think Kim Kardashian was going to marry Kanye while he was broke and didn't have any money? You think Kanye would have had a chance with Kim then? Or you think Kanye had a chance with Kim when he was a multi-million-dollar rapper? Let's be real. Like, y'all don't say this to any other group but us. We're tired of settling. We're tired.
So to the young lady that was speaking on the screen and the lady in the background that said, this is women's response to feeling left out. It's not fair. That's what the young lady on the screen was saying. And by agreement, because the lady that said, she's agreeing. It's not fair.
That's not fair. That's not fair! That is not fair!
It's not fair that the white women get to have black men who are well-resourced, who are rich and famous, and they're not told to struggle. Struggle love. I'm not doing no struggle love, right? I played that clip to go along with what I'm saying here, inspired by the young lady with the dreads. You don't hate men, you hate the men who didn't choose you. No, but they do hate men. In their mind, why are we, in particular for us, why are black women relegated to bum-ass loser black men? Why do the white women get to have all the black men with money and height and good looks? It's not fair. Huh? Once again, to all the technocrats, all the social designers, all the tastemakers, you spent decades critiquing, criticizing men and males' behavior. And women like this, y'all act like y'all don't see them. Look, everybody's on social media and the internet, and I appreciate that you can curate your algorithm a certain way. But if you're coming across what you deem as male effery, particularly black male effery, there's no way you're not coming across it with the women. But don't forget, Olay, Delaney, Kim Foster have all expressed a bit of apprehension about the women's behavior, black women's behavior, on the Pop the Balloon show. Now, they didn't go into detail, at least not on any of the videos I saw, but they all made mention of women's behavior on Pop the Balloon. And to those women, I say, that's women's behavior, period. Ooh, goddamn. Black women in specific, y'all need to stop acting. The ladies have a problem with rejection. Y'all just don't show it the same way as men. Huh? The ladies have a problem with rejection. The way women deal with it is by gathering other women to defecate on men and then couch it like some female empowerment stuff. Once again, to the video.
Some of y'all don't hate men. You hate the men who didn't choose you, and feminism became the excuse. But anyway.
Feminism became the excuse. Female empowerment became the excuse. Black women in luxury became the excuse. Chrissy. Colorism became the excuse. Chrissy. Huh? By hook or by crook, it don't matter how you get the resources, became the excuse. Manifestel. Huh? Shira 7. Men got the cooties, throw rocks at them, became the excuse. Sovereign black women or whatever weirdo white women, Eastern European white women be rocking with her. This is female loser talk. This is female loser talk. And even for the women who ain't losing, y'all still, what you're doing is showing your camaraderie with the sisterhood by defecating on men, even though you're in a relationship. Huh? That's how they play in the game. So I definitely want to play that clip because that's a black woman telling you, yeah, I see it. Yeah, I see it. Your real issue is that the men that you find attractive, the men that you find appealing, the men that you would like to be with, or the man that you would like to be with is in a relationship already, married, not interested, don't find you attractive, whatever it is. Find you to be too much. Shout out to all the ladies. It's not that I'm too much, it's that you're not enough. Okay, yawn. Huh? So this is a black woman that says, yeah, I see it, and I see what you're not no feminist. Actually, that is part of feminism, but you're not a feminist for real. You just mad that the men that you found attractive ain't find you attractive, so now you over here with the female empowerment talk. You're just a bitter loser. You're a sore loser. That's what you are. And we're going to play it one more again, and then we're going to move along.
Some of y'all don't hate men. You hate the men who didn't choose you. And feminism became the excuse. But anyway, what do I know?
And before we get too far, and we read this from Trell, and Trell says, and thank you for the super chat. Trell says, for someone who promotes supposed Christian beliefs, Anton displays a belief in mammon, money, munyon, okay, as the cure of all that plagues Black America, Black Americans. No, you know what? Yes, Trell, I would say he also he talks character flaw stuff, right? He talks character flaw stuff. And if you let Anton go on long enough, I'm agreeing with you. I'm adding on to that by saying if you let Anton talk long enough, he will say it's Black people and how Black people vote and who Black people tend to be politically affiliated with. And I wish Corey would have let him go on a little bit longer before kind of bamming him, because I wanted to see where he was going to go with that white liberal women are destroying the country. Because I have an idea of where he was going to go with it. I have an idea, but I can't say for certain because he never got to it. Which is, and the idea is white liberal women in their worldview are destroying the country, and Black women align with them on some camaraderie sisterhood stuff, and then Black men chased after vagina rock with Black women on this. This is an argument that we've heard in these spaces, and we may not 100% disagree with, actually. The thing with Anton, he stops there. I would argue, Anton, if that was the argument you were going to make, and I am being presumptive here, I don't know how many of us would disagree with you, but that's not expansive enough. Not to mention Anton, how did I almost forget this? Anton essentially told Corey he don't have the range. That's not the phrase he used. He used another phrase, but essentially that's it. And by the way, Anton, if you got a problem with the white liberal woman, that is a very feminist type of phraseology, even though that's not the exact phrase he used, but essentially telling someone who disagrees with you they don't have the range. Yeah, that's some feminist stuff, bro. Just saying. Huh? True. And Trell says he talks feminist. He talks character flaw. I don't know why he said he talks feminist. He talks character flaws in terms of why you ain't got no money. Yeah. And yeah, no, he actually does tie it back to that. He does. I'm gonna have to do a review on this. Expect that maybe later on tonight or tomorrow, and we'll like dedicate a stream to that. I think this is an important conversation to have, especially right now, in the midst of the second Trump administration or Trump presidency. I think Anton represents that kind of groupthink, or the thought process. Better yet, that's what I should have said. The thought process that's coming from a lot of Black folks that think like him. I think he is the epitome of the Black folks that think like him, right? So that's really why I want to cover this. And I I don't know if it should have been Corey, right? And that's not me taking away from Corey Holcomb. That is saying, look, I've tuned my ears to listen to folks when they talk and to start to get a gist, at least, of where they may align politically and socially. And if I can't, I've gotten pretty good at asking the right questions to get an idea, at least. And you can always be wrong, but get an idea of what they generally believe. And I don't know if Corey has done that, right? But to say that I knew it was going to go this far, that would be a lie. But it's clear that it wasn't going to be an easy walk in the park conversation for either of them, particularly because of the angle Anton is coming from, right? So yeah. And thank you, Trail, for the super chat. Thank you for the super chat. And let's move on to, I actually want to tie that to this, talking about single women. Actually, let's talk about this one.
Friend of 4 years just ended our friendship over a man. This is literally what I said. Where did y'all go for y'all anniversary? And she goes, oh, we just went out to dinner. He got me flowers and some jewelry. And I was like, and she was like, don't start. And now I'm going to start. And we all need to start starting with our friends who are accepting like low effort shit from the men that they're with. Now, let me preface this by saying he's a man of means, okay? I sold this man his third property when I was in real estate. I've seen this person. This man makes well into the mid to high six figures, okay? And you are the type of person that likes to travel because we bonded over that. We've traveled and taken trips together before. It's just so minimal to me what he does for her every time. A birthday, flower, dinners, a gift. Anniversary, flowers, dinners, gift. Like, it's the same shit over and over and over and over again. And I'm like, girl, you deserve better. There's over 70 luxury resorts in the United States alone. Even if he just took you to one a year, it would take y'all a lifetime. Literally. You should not just be at home all the time when y'all doing big celebrations like this. Like, I feel like you're just accepting, yo. And this is what pisses me off so much about it, is that whenever she's talking about him and stuff that he does, it's always spectacular. But when she talks about stuff that he does for her, like, yes, it's nice, but it's not spectacular in comparison to what he does for himself. I'm like, girl, this man does not like you. He's with you. You're integrated into his life. Yeah, he may say he loves you, but he does not like you.
What's your man doing?
Exactly. And I had to leave that up. Shout out to Beast Mode because I had to leave that in part there. Shout out to Beast Mode because I wanted it to end like that. And exactly. And I have a by the way, if you check in the tab for shorts on my page, I have a funny little video that kind of goes along with this too. Let's call it thing a thing. This is single women keeping women single. Now, the friend knew better, and she said she lost a friendship of 4 years. That's what she said in the beginning, right? Let's make sure.
Friend of 4 years just ended our friendship over a man. This is literally what I said.
She didn't simply end your friendship of 4 years over a man. She ended your friendship over your disrespect of her relationship and your disrespect of her. She didn't simply end. Oh crap! I need that. I need, look. Send it to my email like ASAP if you can, right? And Supreme Imbor says, the wife did a response. Bro, if you could send that to me like ASAP to my email is in the description box. We will review that right now in the middle of the stream, right? So if you could do that, if anybody know where this is, y'all send that to the email and let me know you sent it, obviously, so I could go check the email. But well, let me get my commentary on now, and then we'll get to the rest of it if anybody could find that and send it. Yeah. But this young lady, it's the disrespect, at least from what I could tell, right? So let's say this now, and then we'll see how accurate or inaccurate I am if and when I get that video. So appreciate if she's telling you, oh no, we went to go get flowers or he got me flowers and we did dinner and whatever, and she's okay with it, then she's okay with it. Imagine trying to push your worldview on your friend who's in a happy relationship. You're trying to tell her to not be happy. You're the single one, from what I can tell. She's the one, and y'all are saying married, right? Let me make sure I read that comment correctly. Give me a second. Where did that comment go from? Oh, and Supreme says wife, the wife. So you're saying married. If look, and this is the difference between men and women. None of us would let our homeboy ever pull it. No, men fight for less. Men fight for less. And this is what it looks like to quote unquote support a friend, to be quote unquote supportive, to be all about the sisterhood. This is what it looked like. To insult your friend's husband to her face. And essentially, because this is what you were really saying, essentially tell her she's accepting the bare minimum. Because he has all this money. And I sold him his third property. In other words, girl, he got the money. You better make him spend it. Huh? That's essentially, at least from what Mr. Z is reading, that's essentially what it seems like this young lady is saying. Right? And Telescope says, ended a friendship over her husband's gift? Sounds right to me. Look. Shout out to the ladies. This, once again, single women keeping women single. Rest in peace, Kevin Samuels. We're witnessing it. Again, everyone, I rest my case. Thank you, Arena Revise. She dirty macking on the low. I rest my case. Somewhere is Kevin saying, I rest my case. You can't make this ish up. Right? Vince says, again. Right? The Myron meme. I rest my case. Single women keeping women single. You are injecting yourself in their relationship. She went out for her birthday. He did whatever. They went to a restaurant. And it wasn't enough for you. And you admit that homegirl said don't start. That means you're injecting a crap opinion about her man to her. I told y'all, this is, once again, this is when those ladies make all those backbiting comments. Oh, that's good for you, girl. Oh, if you like it, I love it. Couldn't be me. If you ever notice the women that they low-key are hiding the dude because of their friends. Sometimes, yeah, they shouldn't be messing with that guy. Yes, it happens. It happens. But because of their friends. And because they didn't talk so much crap. Oh, I would never date this type of guy. I'd never do this. I would never do that. And then they do it, and now they got to hide him. They got to hide the dude. Huh? Supreme said he sent the video. All right, y'all gives you a second. Y'all talk amongst yourselves. I don't see it yet. It's not there yet. It's not there yet. Let me check one more again. Wait a minute. Let's check the email. Okay, nope, not yet. I don't see it yet. If you want, you could actually put the link in the comments right now, and I could see if I could click it too. That I could do that. Actually, I should have said that earlier. You didn't actually have to send it to the email. You could put the link in the comments right now. Let me see if YouTube will pick it up and if they'll let me do my thing and try to bring it up. Please and thank you, Supreme. Right? And the reason why this is not just gossipy stuff. You're interjecting in someone's relationship toxic ideas, right? Oh, he's not a mod, so no links. Okay. Wait a minute, Supreme. Let's see if we can fix that now. Y'all give me a second. Okay, go ahead, Supreme, and try it now. It was a person content farming. Peep the comments. See, that lady that we're talking about right now, that is the wife, wasn't really the wife. Oh, wait a minute. I'm reading through you guys' comments. I'm reading through you guys' comments. Okay. All right. Crisis Core says, a clear sign of too much free time. Too much free time, yes, but just Mr. Z has been the single friend when all the other friends were in relationships. And I'm still not interjecting, and definitely not interjecting toxic ideas of like, no, man, she only doing that. Could it be me? No, I think you deserve better, King. Lame. But y'all give me a second. We'll let's see if we could play this. Y'all give me a second. think we found it, everybody. We got it. We got it. We're playing in a minute. But before we get to that, let's read this from KMS, and then we'll see if we can play that. And KMS is, and thank you for the super chat, and yet another bird brain chirping. Law 5 of the laws of stupidity. A stupid person is a dangerous person. A stupid person is a dangerous person, is dangerous and should be avoided at all costs. Her married ex-girlfriend finally saw the light. Say that. Look, as a brother who has a sister who is married, what your goal is as the bystanders, as the people in the stands, is to encourage them to work it out. As a matter of fact, in the Z household, what we do, going back, because this is where Granny Z on not on both sides, do you take the other person's side. You don't take your child's side. You take the in-law side. And when I say that, you give that perspective. Actually, that's probably a better way to word it. You give that perspective. Well, have you considered that the reason why they did this is maybe because this, and this? Your goal is not to have them break up. Weirdo. Anything short of DV, you're supposed to be encouraging understanding. Not, ooh, girl, he gave you that. Oh, that's bare minimum. Ooh, I could never. Not me. Type of weirdness. But this is what the sisterhood produces. This is what the sisterhood produces. This is single women keeping other women single. Now, shout out to homegirl who was like, yeah, nah, I gotta cut this off. So now that we're seeing, not only is this women on the internet, because we've seen the comments on the internet, oh girl, I could never. What we're seeing is that women are actually doing this in their real life. For all of those folks who doubted that this is a real thing, it's just an internet conversation. No, the ladies are showing you they're doing this in real life. Black women divorced within 5 years. Low ass marriage rate, high ass divorce rate. Because these are their homegirls. These are the girlfriends. This is the friend circle. This is the war council. Huh? A bunch of single, miserable women encouraging other black women to be a bunch of single, miserable women, pretending like they're not, and being the toy for everyone. Other women, white men, black men, Latino men, Asian men. Because that's what freedom and liberation look like. Okay, yeah, that's it. And autonomy. Okay. And once again, KMS says, and thank you for the super chat, and yet another bird brain chirping. Law 5 of the laws of stupidity. A stupid person is a dangerous person, is dangerous and should be avoided at all costs. Her married ex-girlfriend finally saw the light. And thank you for that, KMS. Thank you for that. Right? Thank you. Telescope says, I never offer unsolicited relationship advice. Thank you. And she says it. I'm gonna play it one more again, and then we'll get to the other video. She says it when she's talking to homegirl. Homegirl's like, "Don't you start? Don't start." Continuing.
Friend of 4 years just ended our friendship over a man. This is literally what I said. Where did y'all go for y'all anniversary? And she goes, "Oh, we just went out to dinner. He got me flowers and some jewelry." And I was like, and she was like, "Don't start. Don't start." And now I'm gonna start. And we all need to start starting with our friends who are accepting like low effort shit from the men that they're with. Now let me preface this by saying he's a man of means. Okay, I sold this man his third property when I was in real estate. I've seen this man makes well into the mid to high six figures, okay? And you are the type of person that likes to travel because we bonded over that. We've traveled and taken trips together before. It's just so minimal to me what he does for her. A birthday, flower, dinners, a gift. Anniversary, flowers, dinners, gift. Like, it's the same shit over and over and over and over again. And I'm like, girl, you deserve better. There's over 70 luxury resorts in the United States alone. Even if he just took you to one a year, it would take y'all a lifetime. Literally. You should not just be at home all the time when y'all doing big celebrations like this. Like, I feel like you're just accepting, yo. And this is what pisses me off so much about it, is that whenever she's talking about him and stuff that he does, it's always spectacular. But when she talks about stuff that he does for her, like, yes, it's nice, but it's not spectacular in comparison to what he does for himself. I'm like, girl, this man does not like you. He's with you. You're integrated into his life. Yeah, he may say he loves you, but he does not like you.
What's your man doing?
The friend who cut her off responded.
So since y'all keep sending me the video and since I'm blocked, let's just talk about it.
Oh, she blocked you.
First and foremost, the fact that you started your video talking about my friend of 4 years cut me off over a man and didn't actually explain what the dynamic of the relationship was, I'm going to do that for you. You didn't get cut off over a man. You got cut off over my man, my husband, the person that's the most important to me. You live a life where you live in la la land. You, A, don't have a man. B, don't have somebody, have never had anybody that does for you what my husband does for me. You are a pocket watcher. You clock everything that is done in a manner in which you wouldn't accept it, but nobody's even doing for you what my man does for me. You're upset, wholeheartedly upset, more upset than me that I got jewelry, dinner, and flowers, the thing that I requested, the thing that I enjoy, because baby, I'm a mother and a wife and I work full time. I be tired. I don't want to do a whole lot of stuff all the time. And it's not out of the norm, having been married all of these years, for my husband for our anniversary to take me to dinner, get me flowers, and get me a gift. That's enough. It's not low effort. It's not bare minimum.
Imagine fighting with someone about what they prefer, what they like, what they want from their own spouse. Marriage. People really disrespect marriage now. It ain't just dating. Y'all not just shacked up. The sanctity of marriage. Do y'all appreciate what that is? They don't even recommend putting the spouse on the stand in the courtroom. Huh? Something the young lady said about there are 70 luxury resorts in America. Dear black women, this gonna sound like it's coming from left field. It's not. Y'all really, I've been saying this for years online, saying it for at least a decade offline. Y'all really got to get over y'all insatiable inferiority complex concerning white women. Y'all really do. Where's that coming from? From the comment about luxury resorts. From performing womanhood, elite white womanhood. The reason why y'all are so obsessed with brand names and with luxury is because you're not white women. I'm not speaking about white women being more attractive than black women. I'm speaking about performing womanhood, performing white femininity. Being seen as kept. The ideal woman, white woman. I'm not speaking about white women's looks here. I'm speaking about the political and social demeanor of white women that many black women want to imitate, because that's what womanhood looks like in earnest. Yeah. I'm glad she said it. For you, it's not enough. And for you to admit that homegirl said don't start, and you said, yeah, I'm gonna start. Wait a minute. Going back to what Telescope said, where that comment went. Where did that comment go? Wait a minute, Telescope. Where did it go? Where did it go? Okay, wait a minute. I never offer up unsolicited relationship advice. Unsolicited. So your girlfriend of 4 years, as she see you about to start, she say, don't start. And you said, yeah, I'm going to start. Oh, boy. So you forced your opinion of her marriage and her husband on her. I said it before I even seen the video. It was your disrespect. She didn't end your friendship over a man. First of all, it's her husband. It's not just, once again, to the sanctity that I was speaking about. It's not just a man. It's her man, as she said. And it's not just her man, it's her husband. The disrespect you have, I don't think you really appreciate how disrespectful you're being, actually. I don't think you really appreciate how disrespectful you're actually being. It's not a man. It's her man, her husband, not a boyfriend, not a baby daddy, her husband. That you attempted to force your opinion of her husband and his performance as a husband on her. You are the epitome of single women keeping single. It just failed this time. Huh? Wow. Yeah.
Friend of 4 years just ended our friendship over a man. This is literally what I said. Where did y'all go for y'all anniversary? And she goes, oh, we just went out to dinner. He got me flowers and some jewelry. And I was like, and she was like, don't start. And now I'm going to start. And we all need to start starting with our friends who are accepting like low effort shit from the.
No, I'm going to start. And we all need to start starting with our friends who are accepting low effort-ish. Translation, we all need to start beating up on our friends who we think are accepting the bare minimum from these men. Huh? Yeah. Exactly. And Telescope says, and let me read this one first, and then I got you over and revise. Telescope says, and thank you for the super chat. I would suggest a more aggressive investment strategy, Mr. Buffett, says the hobo. And that's what her friend said. That's what her friend said. You are single. Let's play that again, because I'm going to play it with this comment up, because exactly what Telescope said. Here we go.
The friend who cut her off responded.
So since y'all keep sending me the video, and since I'm blocked, let's just talk about it.
She blocked you.
First and foremost, the fact that you started your video talking about my friend of 4 years cut me off over a man and didn't actually explain what the dynamic of the relationship was, I'm going to do that for you. You didn't get cut off over a man. You got cut off over my man, my husband, the person that's the most important to me.
We got to pause right there. This is a total violation of the sisterhood. The sisterhood says men are an extra, they're a plus. They're inconsequential. You should be able to throw them away. Boyfriend, husband, baby daddy, it means no different. Damn, your own son. You should be able to toss men like a used piece of paper. Toilet paper, actually. This is sacrilege to the sisterhood, because the sisterhood demands that you pay fealty and you show your allegiance to the sisterhood. And much of how you show your allegiance to the sisterhood is by at worst being quiet about this, and at best say, you know what, yeah, I did talk to my husband, and I told him, hey, next year you better get me something better, or else. Huh? Nothing is supposed to supersede the sisterhood, not even marriage. Huh? Continuing.
The friend who cut her off responded.
So since y'all keep sending me the video and since I'm blocked, let's just talk about
Oh,
it.
she blocked you.
First and foremost, the fact that you started your video talking about my friend of 4 years cut me off over a man and didn't actually explain what the dynamic of the relationship was, I'm going to do that for you. You didn't get cut off over a man. You got cut off over my man, my husband, the person that's the most important to me. You live a life where you live in la la land. You, A, don't have a man. B, don't have somebody, have never had anybody that does for you what my husband does for me. You are a pocket watcher. You clock everything that is done in a manner in which you wouldn't accept it, but nobody's even doing for you what my man does for me. You're upset, wholeheartedly upset, more upset than me that I got jewelry, dinner, and flowers, the thing that I requested, the thing that I enjoy, because baby, I'm a mother and a wife and I work full time. I be tired. I don't want to do a whole lot of stuff all the time. And it's not out of the norm, having been married all of these years, for my husband for our anniversary to take me to dinner, get me flowers, and get me a gift. That's enough. It's not low effort. It's not bare minimum.
And Kel says, and let me know how to pronounce your name, says, why didn't he get us what we wanted for our anniversary? And this is the perfect comment, because that's exactly what she's saying. How you supposed to brag about that? A little bit of jewelry, some flowers, and dinner? Why didn't he get us what we wanted for our anniversary? Exactly. And KMS, I'm going to read that super chat last, because I'm going to tie that super chat to something. It's going to be like chef's kiss, like perfect for this stream, and a bunch of what you've said in the past, right? In the Arena Revised, I still didn't forget about you. And Saint Cyr says, and thank you for the super chat, even though that's not really the friend, I'm sure that's what the real friend was feeling, and that's why she cut her off. Oh, that's not the friend? That kind of changed the whole conversation, actually. I thought that was the friend the whole time. Right? Oh, man. And Crisis Course says, a lot of yapping from interlopers who not paying rent/mortgage. Yeah, who's not paying the rent/mortgage. There is something to be said about us being so chronically online and maybe posting our relationship situation online, not smart. With that, we've made having a relationship goddamn impossible, because everyone's interjecting what the ideal man-woman relationship is for them. And it puts people who are happy or content with their situation, if you don't have a strong will, I can definitely see how you'll be susceptible to the, oh yeah, this dude come off as loser behavior. Like, it looked like I couldn't do better. It looked like I settled. Ooh, I don't want to be that person that looked like I settled. Ooh, I don't want to look like that person. And we know that's going to affect some women. We know that's going to definitely affect the women. As Crisis Core says, once again, a lot of yapping from interlopers who not paying rent mortgage. Exactly. Just doing too much. Mm. Oh wait, I'm a little lost. And Science here says that's what I was trying. I think you were strong in the comments. That's what I was trying to say in the comments. I think you was trying to say. She got caught up lying, content farming. She deleted the video from her TikTok after getting called out. Oh, so homegirl. So this young lady is content farming. She's not the friend. Okay, I get what you're saying. I get what you're saying. Okay. 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 All right. That's too much. Look, talk about interjecting. If I understand Saint Cyr correctly, that's not the friend. That homegirl just content farming, as you said, and talking about interloping. So now we have folks. That's a whole different conversation. I could go down that direction. Now we have folks doing these fake. You know what it is? It's like when a terrorist situation happens, and you start getting people claiming it was them or claiming it was this group or that group, and it really wasn't. Huh? Talk about interjecting yourself in the conversation, right? And Saints here, thank you for the super chat. Thank you for the super chat. Kind of killed the whole thing. Yeah, man. And Saint Cyr says, and she's married to a white man on top of it. Haha, you know homegirl wouldn't be saying that about a white man. True indeed, but the other homegirl would definitely be defending her marriage. That's for damn sure. Right? And let's finally read the Arena Revise super chat. And the Arena Revise says, hey Z, have you ever heard the Natalie Cole song, I Live for Your Love? Maybe, but not remembering it by name. So you know, like Mama Z, if she puts it when I was a kid, put it on the R&B station. So you're hearing these songs when you're like 5, 6, 7, 8, 10, 12 years old. You don't know the name of them, and so that melody maybe it'll be stuck in your head. It's when you become an adult, now you search it, but you may not even have the words down, but you have the melody stuck in your head. You know how many songs I've like had to search for? Like now YouTube and the algorithm and Google is so much better or easier, especially if you can remember 2 or 3 words, more than 2 or 3 words. But yeah, maybe to answer your question, long-winded, maybe I'll look it up. And he says, I Live for Your Love. It's about beating back, quote unquote, strong woman browbeating from friends in the 80s. Read that again. It's about beating back strong woman browbeating from friends in the 80s. So in other words, Natalie Cole made a song in the 80s speaking about being browbeat by her homegirls. Yeah. About her relationship. Yeah, that sounds about right. That sounds about right. Right. That definitely sounds about right. And thank you for the super chat. Thank you for the super chat. Women do this. This is what the sisterhood look like. So we have the phrases bros before O's. Y'all know what Mr. Z is saying. Right? We have these phrases. People have heard these phrases. And that's stuck in in the popular consciousness of America. With that, the women are literally doing the same thing worse. And like mum's the word from everyone. As a matter of fact, it's encouraged. It's encouraged that you put your friendship with other women above any man. Because men come and go. Hysterical. Men come and go. Men cheat. Men lie. Men DV. And so make sure that your bonds to other women is tight. Huh? That's what's encouraged. You gotta appreciate, like, this is what's going on the other end. Huh? And thank you for the super chat, the Arena Revised. Thank you for the super chat. And KMS, I'm coming right to you because guess what? This ties perfectly into what we've spoken about on my channel. Shout out to Gen Z, shout out to young millennials. Um, the tone might be a smidge, even though he's speaking pretty even tone. The delivery outside of that is pretty heavy. And let's see what this young brother has to say. Continuing.
My only question for the women in this generation is, how far do you think that the guys are going to let y'all go? Like, do y'all not think about the fact that the only reason that y'all don't have any consequences for the shit that y'all do is because a whole bunch of niggas that was older than us decided, yo, we just gonna let them rock out. We gonna let them do whatever the fuck. We can't judge them, alright? The guys that's coming up now did not decide that shit. So really sit there and think for 1 second, how far are y'all willing to go? And how far do you think the guys are willing to let you go? Because y'all are running around saying that you hate men. Do you not realize that there's men protecting you so you can do this egregious shit that y'all continuously do to us? There are men in the way, stopping the men who want to do some shit about it from actually doing something. And eventually, if this shit keeps going on and on and on, all those men standing in between are just going to be like, you know what, fuck this. Why the fuck am I even helping y'all? Y'all are just making it worse for yourselves. And when that happens, shit gonna be so fucked. And like, all the niggas that was standing there protecting you will not protect you anymore. And it's sad, but y'all gotta play your part. You have to do something, because this shit is not getting any better.
And KMS says, I'm gonna start. The stench is so bad that women are now openly frustrated with it, which speaks to their utter inability to self-regulate, to regulate. KMS, there's something you say often, and I definitely picked it up. The too much pain in the system. What this brother was describing is that too much pain in the system. He's saying to women what we as men all know. The reason why we find so many women, particularly as Black men, being so unbearably disrespectful, smug, sassy, mean, antagonistic, is, as this young man is saying, because other men allow for it and protect those women from how we know throughout human history this has been handled. What this young and this goes to something Black Guru has spoken about. What this young man is saying is those men who have constructed this women are infallible ass environment. Women are infallible, and the only reason she's doing what you're doing is because what you're doing. She's doing what she's doing because of what you're doing. Those men are dying out. And so what we will be left with is the masses of other men in the FD signifiers and foreign mans and conscious lees of the world. And not just in the Black community. I'm talking about across America, across the West, across the world. And that, I would argue, is when things get really interesting. Right? This young man was very clear. The ladies are not infallible in relationship to men. But you have simp-ass dads, uncles, grandfathers, governments, the fathers, the grandfathers, the uncles, that's understandable. Governments, it's all a game. They use the women as a buffer class. They use the women as a tool against the men. As that old guard dies off, it's going to be some renegotiation happening around here. I'll say it like that. And I would argue the ladies won't be the only one getting a very tough correction. There's going to be some correcting going on, and it ain't only going to be the ladies getting the correcting. Huh? KMS starts his statement off by saying, I'm not going to start. And that's what the young lady was saying. And the next statement is, the stench is so bad. The stench is so bad. Y'all got the light-skinned brother over here saying, yeah, I'm just letting y'all know how this gonna go as the old guard dies off. Ladies, y'all said y'all strong and independent. We'll see about that. You know, there's a channel on Instagram. I said a page on Instagram that shows essentially equal lefts for equal rights, we'll say, for the ladies. And it's an interesting watch, we'll say, to watch a woman initiate physical contact with a man. Whether they're arguing with each other, whether they're barking at each other, she initiates the physical altercation. She's the one who escalates from verbal to physical. And when he responds, I'm being intentional with my words here. And there's video after video after video on this channel showing, whether it's in high schools, whether it's on the street, whether it's underage girls, women, older women, or middle-aged women, better yet. Maybe not so much older women, but definitely middle-aged women, sometimes older women, initiating the physical altercation. And when they are responded to in kind, and women are going so far to initiate the physical altercation with the authorities. And it's fascinating watching how they respond to the response. How they respond to the reaction. Just saying. Play the young man again, Z. Play the young man again.
My only question for the women in this generation is, how far do you think that the guys are going to let y'all go? Like, do y'all not think about the fact that the only reason that y'all don't have any consequences for the shit that y'all do is because a whole bunch of niggas that was older than us decided, yo, we just gonna let them rock out. We gonna let them do whatever the fuck. We can't judge them, alright? The guys that's coming up now did not decide that shit. So really sit there and think for 1 second, how far are y'all willing to go? And how far do you think the guys are willing to let you go? Because y'all are running around saying that you hate men. Do you not realize that there's men protecting you so you can do this egregious shit that y'all continuously do to us? There are men in the way, stopping the men who want to do some shit about it from actually doing something. And eventually, if this shit keeps going on and on and on, all those men standing in between are just going to be like, you know what, fuck this. Why the fuck am I even helping y'all? Y'all are just making it worse for yourselves. And when that happens, shit gonna be so fucked. And like, all the niggas that was standing there protecting you will not protect you anymore. And it's sad, but y'all gotta play your part. You have to do something, because this shit is not getting any better.
Okay. We do we have had, in America at least, decades of relative, air quotes on the relative, strong on the relative, peace. The women don't appreciate what's at the foundation of their stability, of their of them living in a, air quotes, civilized society. They don't appreciate the building blocks, is what Mr. Z is saying. They don't appreciate the men at the gate, right? So they'll disrespect the men, they'll insult the men, they'll belittle the men, right? Because they put what they're doing in those cubicles across America on the same level as the trash collector, huh? As the construction worker. That's not to insult what the women do. It is to say you don't appreciate what's at the foundation of what you do, what allows for what you do. If it wasn't for that construction worker, there would be no building for you to sit in to do your work. There would be no AC, huh? There would be no roads. There would be none of it. The disrespect, the outright contempt for manhood and masculinity. You're only actually allowed to do that because other men check the other men who want to teach you what the world would look like if he was able to correct your behavior harshly, we'll say. Huh? This young man is giving a warning on as boomers pass, and then you start getting Xers. Oh, especially when you start getting mid-age Xers. So we're not talking about the 60s. We're talking about the Xers that are currently about 52, 53, 50 years old, 49 years old Xers. Oh, it's over. All that's out the window, and you wait until millennials are in their 50s. You have to appreciate it's. I want to say this. We're speaking consciously. I am not saying that these men are going to allow for or do anything out of spite or get back. What I'm saying is America, this environment, the women have said to the men, anything you can do, I can do better. That's what we've said to the men. They're going to make you mean that in there. It's not going to be informed by resentment. It's because you raised them since a child that the girls and the women are fully capable. And so when her fully capable ass can't keep her hands to herself, there will be no guard saying in his mind saying, don't respond in kind, don't respond in kind. She gonna be picking her teeth up off the ground. Hey, KMS, say that. And KMS says, and thank you for the super chat, the pendulum swing back the other way. Swing back the other way. I'm just saying, swing. Anyway. Huh? We got to be careful with this. The ladies, this young man is saying something. Yeah, he is saying something. We're watching as the women speak as if they're infallible. It's frightening, y'all. I am a YouTube junkie. I'm all over the interwebs. I'm on Instagram, and the algorithm is sending me all type of weirdo stuff. But when the women speak, they really talk like they're feminism is global. It is definitely westernized. When the women speak, they really speak like they're infallible in relationship to men. Say that, Passport OG. That's a female. Define female. Say that. Right? Ah. And I'm not just speaking about intimate relationship. I'm saying women are speaking as if they are infallible in relationship to men, not just in intimate romantic relationship. And the men are going to respond in ways that may be predictable for some of us, but for many of us, maybe not. As I've said, you can't be special and equal at the same time. It just doesn't work. You can't have patriarchy by feminist specifications. You can't tell the men the women are equal, but not so equal that if she decided to take her equal hands and hit you in your equal face, that you can respond equally. She's not that equal. Huh? Mr. Z is not advocating for, but I am saying this is a thing. From Africa Game says, and he said trademarked it already. And he says hyper quality, yeah, hyper equality, yeah, yeah. Hyper, yeah, hyperquity. I think that's what it's saying here, huh? Say that, and Vince is double dipping feminism, patriarchy by feminist specifications, as I say, right? Buffet style patriarchy, buffet style feminism. Ooh, I want this part of feminism, and I want that part, and I want this part. Ooh, but I don't want that. No. I want that part of patriarchy, and I want this part, and I want that part. Okay, I got a nice, good bowl of hypocrisy. Huh? Look at my plate of hypocrisy. Look at my plate of mutually exclusive things that I've made work together. But wait, oh, it's not working together. Huh? Exactly. The Arena Revised says buffet feminism. That's all. Huh? And thank you for the super chat, KMS. Thank you for the super chat. We're gonna play that Young Brother one more again, and then we'll move on. Got to end out in a few. Let's play that one more again, because we got things to do. And this is Reckless. Reckless streams. Like, share, subscribe, hit the super chat, and let's play this Young Brother again.
My only question for the women in this generation is, how far do you think that the guys are gonna let y'all go? Like, do y'all not think about the fact that the only reason that y'all don't have any consequences for the shit that y'all do is because a whole bunch of niggas that was older than us decided, yo, we just gonna let them rock out. We gonna let them do whatever the fuck. We can't judge them, alright? The guys that's coming up now did not decide that shit. So really sit there and think for 1 second, how far are y'all willing to go? And how far do you think the guys are willing to let you go? Because y'all are running around saying that you hate men. Do you not realize that there's men protecting you so you can do this egregious shit that y'all continuously do to us? There are men in the way, stopping the men who want to do some shit about it from actually doing something. And eventually, if this shit keeps going on and on and on, all those men standing in between are just going to be like, you know what, fuck this. Why the fuck am I even helping y'all? Y'all are just making it worse for yourselves. And when that happens, shit gonna be so fucked. And like, all the niggas that was standing there protecting you will not protect you anymore. And it's sad, but y'all gotta play your part. You have to do something, because this shit is not getting any better.
Once again, to the title, I rest my case. This is, from what I can tell, Gen Z. This is a Gen Z young man. I've said it. Gen Z is going to be a different breed. He's letting you know now, I'm not a boomer or Xer. I'm not a silent generation. And it's not just me. Appreciate Gen Z men, black men especially, growing up on social media during COVID-19, watching Kevin Samuels, watching the whatever podcast, watching those type of things, and listening to the women talk. It's not about what Kevin was saying. All you weirdos, oh, Andrew Tate this and Kevin Samuels that, and Myron and Fresh and Fit and no. What are the women saying? The men are listening to the women. Your young men are listening to the women. Gen Z are listening to the women, the Gen Z men. Y'all are afraid of the wrong thing. It's not about Andrew Tate. The women on Fresh and Fit, how were they speaking? The women that call into Kendra G or that called into Kevin Samuels or Ashley Dalton. Huh? The young college girls, graduates, just graduated yesterday, that say, who wants to be with average anyway? Huh? Gen Z young men didn't need the black manosphere. As KMS has said before, too much pain in the system. The young men are responding to the pain in the system. The young men are responding to your asshole daughters, your mean, snarky, rude, entitled, materialistic, brat ass daughters. Your daughters are assholes. I don't care if she's a good daughter. I don't care if she's a good employee. Huh? Great student. And this what it looks to be a Gen Z young man is saying, "Oh, we're gonna be moving different, huh? We will be moving there. We're not gonna be the boomers, huh?" And let me read this here before I move on. And Captain Obvious says, and thank you for the super chat. Winter is here. Chivalry is dead. Long live the shivers. The shiver. My wallet, my choice. Look, this young man is telling you, how long do y'all think we're going to allow for this type of insanity? The only reason we're not correcting the behavior now is because the old men designed this. They're dying out. It's going to be a whole different ballgame. That's what he's saying. Huh? He's very clear. As I said before, I rest my case. Gen Z men are saying, as KMS have said, too much pain in the system. We're not doing it no more. Too much pain in the system. He didn't need the black manosphere, y'all. He's observing the women in his surroundings, the women on the internet and on social media. The women are human beings too. Women are human beings also. And they're not only full with virtue, they're filled with vice also. Even if we, for argument's sake, say, you know what, the women may not pose a immediate physical threat or danger, but the way they speak is a danger. It is a problem. The way they've been encouraged to think and feel is a problem. Watching the women celebrate being childless, no man at 30 and 40 something years old, that is a problem. Hmm? Anyway, Captain Obvious, thank you for the super chat. Thank you for the super chat. And let's continue. These two I'm going to play back to back because they're important to play back to back. And we'll get to it. Like, share, subscribe, hit the super chat.
And another episode of Today's Men Are Sassy. We got low tire in the vet. All these men out here. Where are they at? All of them, you know. All of them doing their thing with the bikes. And we say, can y'all help us put air in the tire? Not one of them just ignored everything that we fucking said.
Blatantly ignored the
But you know what? It's okay, because I got it.
Yep, my man got it.
The fuck? Yep. Oh, thanks for your help, my guy. And then, instead of taking like 5.5 seconds, just top ours off real quick. Oh, my guy's gonna make us wait till he gets his whole car pumped up. Yep. Thanks for your help.
I cannot.
Motherfucker.
I just need a man in my life that just wants to be a man in my life. Just a man. Not my man. No benefits, no sugar, no nothing. You just want to be a man in my life. For what? So I can call you when I need air in my tires, which I've been needing for weeks. So I can call you when I need my car cleaned. My door is creaking in my house, so I can call you. Can you fix that for me, please? Can you bring this heavy ass cat litter upstairs, please? A man I can depend on without you wanting to be my man. Because quite frankly, I'm good off of y'all. But men are great. Love men. It's a lot that a man can bring to a woman's life besides just providing. I don't even want no sugar. But if you want to give me sugar, baby, I'll take it. I'm literally just talking about a dependable man in my life that I can call when a girlie is in need. Tires is just getting lower and lower and lower. And I'm over here like, so you want me to go to the gas station and get change and put it in the air thing and then squat down by my tire and put air in? I'm too bad for that. So if you want to be a man in my life, a dependable source of masculinity, please.
Yep. So the first clip is what Mr. Z says often. We don't owe you that. You could call the men all type of sassy. They got to the air pump first. Wait your turn. I'm not about not being gentlemanly. I want to be very clear. I talk a lot on my channel clearly. What I am saying, in no uncertain terms, even though I'm clarifying, the men no longer have to play gentlemen. Why would they? Why should they? And you calling them sassy, which is your way of calling them LGBTQ, which is your way of saying that they're less than men because they're not performing as, air quotes, men. Yeah, this is what came with equality. The women didn't have to be ladies, so the men didn't have to be gentlemen. The men don't have to help you put air in your tire. And they don't have to let you skip the line. They don't have to assist you. They don't have to allow for you to skip the line. You wait your turn. This is what came with it. The gendered pleasures that women enjoy that y'all took for granted, no. These are all, the beauty of this is that as men remove these gendered pleasures, shout out to you, Dr. Sabrina Strings, the women are throwing a fit because it's not fair. It was a joke. It was funny. We were laughing, especially at working class men, middle class men, not being able to enjoy the gendered pleasures of being a man. Now you're just quote unquote a person. Well, women, welcome to your the personhood that you want. Oh, you got it now. Ain't no woman no more. You're a female. Ooh, and I know y'all hate that term. So not only are you not a lady, now you're not a woman. Enjoy your androgynous, whatever the hell, non-gendered existence. Huh? And the second clip, which I tied to the first one, the young lady is saying this is what community looks like to them. Shout out to Obsidian. This is what community unit looks like to them. When they say community, that's what it looked like. I don't want no romance with a man, but I do want a man on standby for when I want him in case of emergency, break glass. I need somebody to carry this heavy thing into my apartment. I need someone to stand with me while I wait for this tow truck. And she's saying it. Oh, you gotta love it. She's saying it. Play it again for the people, Z.
I just need a man in my life that just wants to be a man in my life. Just a man. Not my man. No benefits, no sugar, no nothing. You just want to be a man in my life. For what? So I can call you when I need air in my tires, which I've been needing for weeks. So I can call you when I need my car cleaned. My door is creaking in my house, so I can call you. Can you fix that for me, please? Can you bring this heavy ass cat litter upstairs, please? A man I can depend on without you wanting to be my man. Because quite frankly, I'm good off of y'all. But men are great. Love men. It's a lot that a man can bring to a woman's life besides just providing. I don't even want no sugar. But if you want to give me sugar, baby, I'll take it. I'm literally just talking about a dependable man in my life that I can call when a girlie is in need. Tires are just getting lower and lower and lower. And I'm over here like, so you want me to go to the gas station and get change and put it in the air thing and then squat down by my tire and put air in? I'm too bad for that. So if you want to be a man in my life, a dependable source of masculinity, please.
A dependable source of masculinity. And you not getting the box. You're not getting nothing but. Are you even getting gratitude? This is what community look like. If you want to know, men knew that's what y'all meant. Shout out to the young lady for actually saying it, having the ovaries to say it. This is why we say community unique. Let them talk, as Mr. Z says. Let them talk. The internet will expose us all. This is what Scott Galloway refuses to say on Oprah's channel. This is what Richard Reeves refuses to say. Huh? The women will be perfectly okay with having you be a community eunuch as they wait for the Prince Charming to fall out the sky. Well, this is why, by the way, this is why women keep men in the friend zone and pretend like they didn't know that you liked them. All you friend zone dudes, this is where you come in. The women are so insufferable, they kill in the friend zone. Dear friend zone men, this is where you come in. And she'll bat her eyes, and she'll put on the sweet voice, and you'll go running. You'll change the tire, you'll break your back hauling her big ass TV up the stairwell. And then you get a thank you, and that's it. Meanwhile, tonight, Long John Ronnie, goddamn Z, gonna slide through and be in there for a couple hours. Huh? You gotta love it. She told you. I'm straight off of y'all. That's what she said. I'm straight off y'all, but I still need a dependable man to do the masculine man stuff. Huh? We play these clips once again. I rest my case. We play these clips. We review them. We speak about them, so that we make sure that Black men don't think that they're crazy. So that those of you who are going to go the Mandalorian route don't think that you're crazy. Those of you who choose to be indifferent don't think that you're crazy and don't feel a crippling feeling of guilt. This lady is eating her autonomy and she hates the taste. This is what your autonomy look like. Your autonomy looks like you're not obligated to no man. But on the other side of that are men who are not obligated to you. And if you're not going to deal with them in a romantic and sexual sense, then they will not be dealing with you. And we could call that bitter, we could call that whatever we want, but what men autonomy look like, maybe it looks like, yeah, if I'm not in relationship with her in any romantic or sexual sense, then there will be no relationship. I'm not doing friends, I'm not doing friend zone, I'm not doing associate, anything outside of the workplace, no need. And yes, we know Nick Fuentes is probably LGBTQ, allegedly, but as Nick Fuentes said, these women are not very likable. I'm paraphrasing, right? What you're dealing with, madam, before we get into the tattoos, yeah, I see the tattoos going down her neck and blah, 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 all on her arm and whatnot. You are allowed to live the life that you want to live, move how you want to move, and do what you want to do. You owe men nothing, to the young lady. But the men also owe you nothing. They owe you nothing. Huh? And so maybe the men are responding to you and other women, other black women, with their own indifference. Huh? Play it again, Z.
I just need a man in my life that just wants to be a man in my life. Just a man. Not my man. No benefits, no sugar, no nothing. You just want to be
I need a man in my life that just wants to be a man in my life. Not my man, just a man. No sugar, no benefits. Wow. She didn't even speak about something like reciprocal. We're like, okay, cool. You mow my lawn, I fold your clothes. I'll go get your clothes from the cleaner. I'll wash your clothes. Right? We live in the same apartment complex. I'm not really trying to do anything sexual or romantic, but if you help me put this cabinet up, I'll take your dirty clothes and I'll wash them and I'll fold them for you. Nothing reciprocal in that way. I just need a man in my life that's going to do these things that I either am incapable of doing or that I struggle to do or that I just don't want to do. And I just want him to do it for the free ski, just because I'm here, just because I'm a woman and he's a man. And that's what he's supposed to do. Continuing.
I just need a man in my life that just wants to be a man in my life. Just a man. Not my man. No benefits, no sugar, no nothing. You just want to be a man in my life. For what? So I can call you when I need air in my tires, which I've been needing for weeks. So I can call you when I need my car cleaned. My door is creaking in my house, so I can call you. Can you fix that for me, please? Can you bring this heavy ass cat litter upstairs, please? A man I can depend on without you wanting to be my man. Because quite frankly, I'm good off of y'all. But men are great.
A man who I can depend on. A man who I can depend on. She's letting you know she wants to be able to depend on you. What you get? Well, her presence. Whenever she's willing to offer that up. Telescope says rage bait content. It is rage baity. I didn't intend to speak about it for that reason. I'm playing this because she's being honest. I'm playing this because women are telling you how they feel, what they think. And these are things that we were told for years that we were making up. It's not real. I don't actually intend to just, and I do my very best to not just review the rage baity content and the weirdo stuff. That's why we do the money talk and the political talk and whatnot. But yeah, it is a bit rage baiting because she just straight out said it. Like, dude, I just need you here for chores. Oh, and you know what? If it was reciprocal, maybe it's not the end of the world. But something tells me she ain't trying to be reciprocal. I'm also playing this to emphasize that this is what the women mean by community. This is what Obsidian and now me mean by community unit. She's saying it. See, it sounded crazy when Obsidian was saying it, and then when I started saying, excuse me, community unit. Like we feel like we're obligated to women's bodies, to triple X fun with women. And it's not that. We knew that this is what they meant. She bought it up. She's telling you, you ain't getting that from me, period. But I still need you or want you to be here to perform these things that traditionally a boyfriend or a husband or a lover would perform. I need you to do that, but for nothing. So we sound sexist, we sound entitled, but what now? She's telling you that she needs a community eunuch. Continuing.
I just need a man in my life that just wants to be a man in my life. Just a man. Not my man. No benefits, no sugar, no nothing. You just want to be a man in my life. For what? So I can call you when I need air in my tires, which I've been needing for weeks. So I can call you when I need my car cleaned. My door is creaking in my house, so I can call you. Can you fix that for me, please? Can you bring this heavy ass cat litter upstairs, please? A man I can depend on without you wanting to be my man. Because quite frankly, I'm good off of y'all. But men are great. Love men. It's a lot that a man can bring to a woman's life besides just providing. I don't even want no sugar. But if you want to give me sugar, baby, I'll take it. I'm literally just talking about a dependable man in my life that I can call when a girlie is in need. Tires are just getting lower and lower and lower. And I'm over here like, so you want me to go to the gas station and get change and put it in the air thing and then squat down by my tire and put air in? I'm too bad.
And shout out to the brother dating right. A dependable man that a girlie can call when she's in need. As I said, community eunuch. This is what they mean by community. This is what they mean by community. Shout out to Eric Dedman. This is exactly what black women mean when they say, quote unquote, community. This is exactly what they mean. Huh? And I think Leon and me had this conversation maybe a year ago at this point, where Leon was saying he was having a conversation with some ladies, and essentially when he was like, okay, so what do the men get? And after much haranguing and coaxing, they pretty much said, pat on the back. If I remember correctly what Leon was saying, you imagine you doing all the physical labor. You imagine, okay, she's moving apartments or something. You go, you and a friend, y'all help them move and whatever, and she tells you thank you at the end. Ladies, this is the cost of your autonomy. This is the cost of your hyper individuality. This is the cost. And shout out to that young lady. Have fun finding a man that signs up for this. Huh? And from Africa I came says, Z, I've seen rent-a-stud services that charge women for these things. Hey, I've seen it too. I actually seen the moving truck. Yeah. Yeah, there you go. Call college hunks hauling junk. They'll give you a quote. See? Exactly. Huh? This is the cost of the ladies' autonomy. Now they're and we saw this with what's her name? Sherry Shepherd. I always want to say Shirley, and I make y'all laugh. Sherry Shepherd, when she was talking about borrowing a friend's husband, right? Not for anything triple X, but to help move furniture, to help, with different things. The women are trying to find all little different. They're insufferable. Let's call a thing. They're insufferable. They're sexist. They have these weird notions of relationships and whatnot, and they're trying to find little weasel ways of getting around, working on their personality, working on their diet. Look, ladies, you don't owe us being a better version of you. You don't owe us that. I want the ladies to appreciate. Mr. Z appreciates that in this world we're in, no one is obligated to anyone. There's some downstream consequences to that, but no one is obligated to anyone. Okay, cool. Outside of marriage and obviously, right, your parental duties and whatnot, whatever you signed up for work. But no one is obligated to anyone. Ladies, you're not obligated to the men. You're not obligated to be in a relationship with a man or be married or have children. But appreciate how the men are going to move as more and more women say, you know what? Yeah, for a super rich man or for a really good looking man, because I get to have fun with him for a little while, maybe I'll do these things. But for your everyday man, even though I'm an everyday woman, yep, nope. And the everyday men can respond to that. And maybe their response is a level of indifference. Maybe their response is removing themselves from the dating scene, right? Maybe their response is passport bros or SYSBM. Maybe their response is not being part of this BS fictitious quote unquote community. Yeah. Maybe that's what it looked like.
And another episode of Today's Men Are Sassy. We got a low tire in the vet. All these men out here. Where are they at? All of them, all of them doing their thing with the bikes. And we say, can y'all help us put air in the tire? Not one of them just ignored everything that we fucking said.
Blatantly ignored.
But you know what? It's okay, because I got it.
Yep, my man got it.
The fuck? Yep. Oh, thanks for your help, my guy. And then, instead of taking like 5.5 seconds, just top ours off real quick. Oh, my guy's gonna make us wait till he gets his whole car pumped up. Yep. Thanks for your help.
I cannot.
Motherfucker.
Yes, ladies. I get it. This is not what you see yourself doing as a woman. It's not what you see yourself doing. That's not, women are not supposed to be out here changing tires or, putting air in tires and whatnot. Cool. But this is what you signed up for. You can't attempt to shame men into playing this particular role. Thank you, Trill. You got this, boo. Right? You're a provider now, boo, like Indigo Flow would say. You got it. And that's not Mr. Z attempting to be petty. I'm just putting to words what this environment is saying to you. I am actually not attempting to be petty, in all seriousness. That is what the environment is saying. You got it. Men have to change tires and put air in tires all day, every day. Madam, if you're not in a relationship, if your homegirl in the passengers, she was in the passenger side, right? If your homegirl that's driving, if she's not in a relationship, neither one of you could call a man, hey, I got this issue. Meet me at the gas station. I just need you to put air in the tire. I just don't want to go bend down, giggity, bend down and put air in the tire. It'll only take you 10 minutes. If y'all don't have that man to call, and to be fair, in a relationship, he would have took the car and did that without a phone call. But let's say you found out on when you were driving, you pulled off, and doesn't owe you that. This is the environment. The environment is saying this.
Hey, yo, hey, niggas get shot every day, B. You be alright, nigga. You tough, right?
Yeah, the environment is saying that. The environment is saying that to the ladies. Every time, I've had this conversation with a woman too, like real life recently, about sassy men and how men don't owe women not being sassy. And just like how I say to you guys online, I meant that. And just like I say online again, I'm not saying that the men should be sassy. I'm saying the men don't owe the women not being sassy. And what did women expect if you open up this society and you say the ladies can maneuver and conduct themselves however they want? There is no more quote unquote ladylike behavior. As a matter of fact, it's insulting to even say the term ladylike. Then you have to appreciate that that means that men don't have to perform this certain machismo or bravado or quote unquote patriarchy, masculinity, manhood. The men don't have to perform that. Now you could call him all type of sassy and discount his manhood because of him not fitting into this box. There's nothing wrong with that, but he doesn't have to fit into that box. That's my point. Huh? And Eric says, and thank you for the super chat, Yitch, you strong, ain't you? Your tires be low every day. Yitch, you'll be all right. Hey, I'm just saying. Huh? And actually, Eric, what you said ties right into what Trail said. Where's Trail's comment? Keeps on moving. Person-like behavior. Person-like behavior. No more gentlemen, no more ladies. Person. Now here's the kicker, everyone, because y'all know Mr. Z gonna have to inject class and money talk. But the elites are still ladies and gentlemen. Not all of them, clearly. The ladies are ladylike up that direction. The men are still gentlemen up that direction. Yeah? But the rest of us are just persons. As Armio Frimpong said to us about colonial era and slavery era, to be a woman was to be a bit fancy. Well, ladies, you were perfectly okay with degendering men. So now this is what it looks like when you automatically are degendered. I said ladies, but ain't no more ladies. So ladies, you're no longer ladies. You're no longer women. You're just a person. Shout out to the ladies who say, my person. You don't even know what you're saying when you say it. You're saying it because you hear other women saying it. You don't even appreciate what you're saying when you say, oh, I'm just looking for my person. Well, that means that you date women too, right? No, Z, I don't date women. Well, you said your person. You didn't even say you're looking for your man. You said you're looking for your person. You can't wait until you find your person. You don't even know what you're saying when you say that. You don't even appreciate what you're implying when you say that. So you bi? No, I'm not bisexual, Z. What are you talking about? You said your person. Ain't no ladylike behavior. Ain't no real woman would do that. Ain't no real woman. You're just a person. And being a person, I mean, you got to bend down and put that air in that tire. You got to wait your turn in this line and put air in that tire. Because that's what a person would have to do. That's what a person does. And the other persons that were there before you and that didn't assist you or didn't allow for you to skip the line, that didn't even show you what to do just in case you didn't know what to do. You're a person, they're a person. Personhood. Huh? How many of you didn't appreciate what you signed up for or what your foremothers signed up for 50, 60 years ago, 70 years ago? Well, this is what you signed up for. This was in the fine print. So, yeah, y'all. On that note, I don't want to keep y'all too long. We're already 2.5 hours. We are not doing a 4-hour stream like we did last time. Plus, I got things to do. So, everyone, we'll pause right here. I wanted to play these clips. I rest my case. I played those 2 clips so that y'all could hear the young lady speak about community eunuch without actually using the term, right? And I can emphasize to everyone, and I'm gonna keep that clip for a while. That might be in rotation for a little while, so that we can emphasize to everyone when women say community, what they actually mean. The other clip of the women calling men sassy. They use this term sassy to say you're less of a man. We already know that. Everybody appreciates that. And they use that to goad you into performing the way they think you should perform or do what they think you should do. As a man, understandable. But they can't tell you what similar would be for women. You can't tell a woman, oh, that ain't no woman like. Number one. Number two, we don't allow for men to shame women for not being women. There's no term, no equivalent to sassy for women. You're being masculine. It's not the same, y'all. It's not. Stop trying to make fetch happen. It's not the same, everyone. See, I know that wasn't a Mean Girl reference, and it was. Huh? It's not the same. No, absolutely not. Telescope is Telescope says never considered the possibility that men had more important things to do. Absolutely not. Right? Absolutely not. No. Man. All right, y'all. So on that note, we will pause right here. Love, peace, and chicken grease. Y'all go check out other Black Manosphere content, other non-Manosphere content, for the love of God. Rest in peace, Johnny Cochran. Yeah. And I rest my case, everyone. I rest my case. Evidence today of men, women, the effery, and how that connects to this channel, because Z speaks about these things all the time, and I have proof now. The Gen Z brother telling you, hey, bro, y'all wait until these boomers really start to pass. Right? The young lady saying, y'all don't hate men, y'all hate the men that didn't choose you, and now y'all hiding behind feminism. Right? All of these cases, the young lady who broke up a friendship, had the friendship broken up because she injected her opinion in places that no one asked. And finally, the 2 clips I played back to back of Miss Community Eunuch and Miss These Men Are Sassy because they won't help me put air in my tire. All right, y'all. Mr. Z out. Y'all have a great, great rest of y'all day.
You are now listening to Mr. Z Blackneffect.